Welcome back to English Unshackled. All right, you guys, seriously, we need to talk about something that's been stuck in my throat for weeks. An injustice, a glitch in the universe. You know that feeling when you're killing yourself to achieve something, and then someone else, someone you would never expect, gets the exact same thing, like in the blink of an eye? Yeah. I'm talking about my cousin, Paul. Let's be honest. Paul is, how can I put this nicely, a professional at the law of least effort. His entire philosophy of life is built around optimizing for comfort. This is a guy who has seriously debated ordering takeout from a restaurant that is literally across the street, just to save himself the energy of putting on shoes. His favorite sport is finding the shortest possible path between 2 points, especially if one of those points is the couch. If procrastination were an Olympic sport, Paul wouldn't just win the gold medal. He would have found a way to get it delivered to his house so he wouldn't have to climb the podium. And for years, that was fine. To each their own, right? I was over here, in my struggle, trying to fit 25 hours of English study into a 24-hour day, and he was over there, binge-watching the 17th season of a show nobody even remembers exists. Our lives were on parallel tracks, and frankly, I was fine with that. I was the hard worker, he was the chill one. It made sense, until the universe decided to play a cruel joke on me. It was a family lunch. You know, the classic event. The aunt who asks about your love life, the awkward small talk, that whole chaotic scene we all know. I get there, already mentally exhausted, thinking about the phrasal verbs I had to memorize later. I'm running verb conjugations in my head while trying to pretend I'm interested in a story about someone's new kitchen renovation. And I see Paul in the corner, on his phone, as usual. Perfectly calm. Not a care in the world. Everything was normal. Then it happens. Our cousin, who lives abroad, calls on video. And she's with her husband, who's American. Like a real American doesn't speak a word of our language. And the chaos begins. The phone gets passed around like a hot potato. Pass the phone to so-and-so. Say hi to him. Everyone yelling, "The book is on the table," and laughing. A classic moment of beautiful, cringy family love. I, who considered myself the English expert of the family, was already preparing my best, "Hi, how are you? I'm fine. And you?" You know, that textbook English. I was mentally rehearsing my lines, making sure my pronunciation of 3 didn't sound like tree. The pressure was on. But then, the phone gets to Paul. I swear on everything holy, I thought, here comes the cringe. I could already feel the second-hand embarrassment creeping in. I physically braced for impact. You guys. Paul didn't just say, hi. The man started to talk. No, talk is an understatement. He was smooth. He was vibing. He leaned back, completely relaxed, and just started a genuine conversation. He made a joke about the guy's favorite basketball team, asked about a movie that just came out over there. He used slang. Slang. I heard him say, "Oh, for real? That's awesome, man." And he laughed. A real, actual laugh. I was frozen. My brain just blue-screened. It wasn't just shock. It was a total system failure. Who was this person? What did they do with my lazy cousin? Was I in a simulation? Was this a prank show and were there hidden cameras somewhere? Had I slipped into a parallel universe where Paul was a secret linguistic genius? Where was the Paul who took 3 business days to answer a text message? All my effort, my sleepless nights, my color-coded flashcard apps, all of it suddenly felt like a huge, pathetic joke. And the worst part? The guy spoke with a confidence that I, with all my proper studying, just didn't have. He wasn't worried about grammar. He was just connecting with another human being. That moment turned my world upside down. After the shock came the anger, not at him, but at myself. Like, what is my problem? I was doing everything the courses tell you to do. I had the books, the dedication, the expensive notebooks I was afraid to write in because my handwriting wasn't neat enough. I had a graveyard of abandoned language apps on my phone. But the truth is, when it was time to actually speak, I would freeze. My English was lab-grown. It was perfect for a test, but useless in a conversation. It looked good on paper, but it couldn't survive 1 minute in the real world. Paul's English wasn't perfect. He made a small mistake here and there. But it was alive. It was real. It was functional. And that hit me hard, because we demand a perfection from ourselves that doesn't exist. A Queen's English fluency, and we forget the most important thing. The goal is to communicate, to connect. That scene at the family lunch could have just been an embarrassing moment for me, a personal frustration. But it switched on a light bulb. What if my way of studying was fundamentally wrong? What if all the hard work I was so proud of was actually just inefficient work? What if Paul's laziness was, in fact, a form of efficiency? I spent the rest of the week thinking about it. I had to know. I wouldn't rest until I discovered the secret of the English wizard, the master of effortless fluency. I swallowed my pride, my anger, and I went to talk to him. His answer? It was so ridiculously simple that I wanted to laugh and cry at the same time. I was expecting a magic formula, a secret app, a pact with the Duolingo owl. And he just turned to me and said, "Bro, I only study for 20 minutes a day." I was like, 20 minutes? Paul, for God's sake. I spend 20 minutes just choosing which series to watch to practice my listening. But then he explained, and it made all the sense in the world. The secret wasn't the amount of time, but how he used those 20 minutes. It was a cycle, the same structure every single day. A study method I nicknamed the Hawk method versus the T-Rex method. While I was using the T-Rex method, big, heavy, trying to devour an entire book at once and ending up exhausted, he was using the Hawk method. Focused, precise, grabbing exactly what mattered, and flying away. And that's what we're going to break down right now. Part 1, minutes 1 to 5. Focused, active input. Paul didn't spend hours passively watching Netflix. He would choose one clip, 1 to 2 minutes, maximum. And for 5 minutes, he did only one thing, shadowing. He would play a sentence, pause it, and repeat it out loud. Now, this is key. He wasn't just mimicking. He was trying to copy the music of the language, the intonation, the rhythm, the pronunciation. Think of it like humming along to a song before you know the actual words. You're just catching the vibe. He did this without worrying about understanding 100% of it. The goal here is purely mechanical, to get your mouth and ears used to the sound of real English. It's a physical workout for your mouth. The goal isn't to have a perfect accent. It's to build the muscle memory so the sounds feel less foreign. Meanwhile, I would watch an entire season. And at the end, the only thing I had learned was the name of the main character's dog. We fool ourselves with that study by watching series thing, don't we? We need focus. Part 2. Minutes 6 to 15. The treasure hunt. This is the brilliant part. For the next 10 minutes, he would go back to that same little 1-minute clip and do a treasure hunt. What was he looking for? Not every single word. That's a rookie mistake. He looked for 1 or 2 things that he didn't know, but that seemed important, or just sounded cool. A treasure could be an idiom, a phrasal verb, a cool piece of slang, a chunk of language that real people actually use. For example, a character says, "Hey, I gotta take off now, but let's touch base next week, all right?" He would look at that and think, take off? I know it as a plane taking off, but that doesn't make sense here. And touch base? What is that? He didn't translate the entire sentence. He investigated these treasures. He would do a quick search for take-off meaning slang or touch-base idiom. He'd discover that take off can mean to leave, and touch base is an idiom for to get in contact or to check in. He was learning language in context, which is the only way it actually sticks. He was hunting for the gold of everyday English. Meanwhile, I was over there with my T-Rex method, trying to memorize a list of 50 random words for kitchen utensils. Tell me, when was the last time you needed to use the word potato peeler in a casual conversation? Part 3. Minutes 16 to 20. The micro-production and to close the cycle. The most important part. In the last 5 minutes, he had to use the treasure he found. He would create 1 or 2 sentences about his own life using that new phrase. This is the step that moves information from your passive memory, the things you recognize, to your active memory, the things you can actually use. He would write down something like, "I'm tired. I think I'm going to take off." Or, "I need to touch base with my friend about the party." And he didn't just write it. He would say it out loud to the mirror. Send a voice message to himself on his phone. Maybe even use it in a comment on a YouTube video. The point was to take the phrase off the paper and bring it into the real world, to create a personal connection with it, making it part of his own personal English arsenal. And that's it. Done. 20 minutes. The next day, another clip, another treasure, another micro-production. You guys, when he explained this to me, my mind was blown. The genius is in the simplicity. It's a system. It's sustainable. You can do 20 minutes even on your most chaotic day. It's about consistency, not intensity. It's the difference between trying to bench press 400 pounds once and breaking your back, that was me, and lifting 20 pounds every day and actually getting strong, that was Paul. We were taught all wrong. We were taught to be afraid of making mistakes, to chase a perfection that doesn't exist, to passively consume content for hours. But the secret that my lazy cousin accidentally discovered, is active and focused engagement. It's about quality, not quantity. And now I want to issue a challenge to our community, to us. How about we start the Nardi Hawk Challenge? 20 minutes a day. No excuses. No messing around. This method is perfect because it helps you build confidence in private. So when you have a real conversation, you have this arsenal of phrases you've already practiced. I want you to comment down below. What's your first treasure going to be? Pick a show you like, find a cool phrase, and drop it in the comments for us to see. Let's create the biggest treasure chest on YouTube. If this crazy story about my cousin gave you a little bit of hope, if you're tired of the T-Rex method and want to join the Hawk method team, go ahead and hit that like button so I know we're in this together. This isn't about shame or feeling bad about what we did before. It's about finding a smarter way forward. And subscribe to the channel because we're going to explore a lot more of these shortcuts for smart people. Or lazy people, you choose. Seriously, if Paul could do it, so can we. This isn't about becoming a different person overnight. It's about building a new skill, 20 minutes at a time, in a way that actually works and respects our busy, chaotic lives. Paul says, "Hi," and he said his new goal is to learn Mandarin in 30 minutes a day. We should pray for him. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a treasure to hunt. This is English Unshackled, and I will see you in the next video.